From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is the Midday Report on LALATE.
It's a big holidays, LALATE, live and direct from Santa Monica, California, with your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. That recon is becoming law. Yes, finally. That recon is becoming law in the next 7 to 14 days. You don't want to miss a single video or a single day of recordings on this channel because the Senates are adding more checks in there. And so far, there's a lot of deliciousness in this recon. About $15,000 of checks going out to you, the biggest payout we've ever seen in the history of this channel. I'm going to go over the latest details of the first half of this Holidays LA show. Third stimulus, holiday stimulus, is available right today, and it's paying viewers on average about $5,000. Boy, you can get that as well right today. And then we turn to that student loan debt forgiveness, the latest details on that. Fifth stimulus, the latest details on that. Plus, the breaking news as the Fed Reserve is set to meet today to decide the future of this economy for next year. We've had a lot of bad weather storms in California today, so there's a lot of connectivity issues on mornings, LA, but I think they're gone. I'm back live with you for Holidays, LA, and this holidays show today, we talk about the vegetables of holidays. How to bring some wonderful Brussels sprouts or fennel or other types of delicious vegetables to the table with a lot of savory smells and colors and also deliciousness. I'm going to talk about how to cook them, what type of flavoring you should do with them. It's a delicious video. We hopefully have beautiful connectivity. I think we're resolved because the storm clouds have cleared and now it's time for the stimulus clouds to settle down as well as we go into a big holidays LA, starting right now. Here we go. Happy holidays to everyone across the board. That incredible recon is becoming law. And the incredible details is that it's getting passed. In this recording, we're going to go over all those incredible checks starting right now, upwards of about $15,000 across 3 clusters of checks. Let's go over each of them, starting right now with the first checks. There is about $15,000 incredible checks in this fourth stimulus recon from 3 clusters and 3 add-ons. Let's go over each of them, starting with the first cluster. Hazard pay got in there. $4,000 of elder care got in there as well. $4,000 of care for young children. They got in there the Pell Grant, $550 check for my college students. Yes, $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric vehicle, plus the incredible money for the CTC child tax credit for 1 more year, and then the money to repair your home if you live in a low-income community. Incredible. They got the first add-on from Maxine Waters, the illustrious legislator here in Southern California that's had big storms and wind and power outages all throughout the day. That first add-on from Maxine Waters is money to buy your first home. It's incredible. She wanted to give you $25,000. She got a little bit less. How do you get these sums of money? It's coming up later in this video. Let's go to the second cluster of checks. Here we go. We got in there paid leave, universal pre-kindergarten, home health care, home repairs, and then the household tax credit. In this second cluster, they got in there money to weatherize your home. Very important across the board to sustain natural disasters like window glass and roofs. Let's go to the second add-on of checks. Comes from the illustrious Bob Casey out of Pennsylvania. He wanted to give you $250 billion for free home health care and seniors on disabilities. He got a little bit less. How do you get these incredible sums of money? It's coming up in just a second. Let's go to the third cluster of checks. Seniors, free internet. Also, free school meals for all checks. Tax break checks. The checks for free internet for the farmers. Also, the money for the independent contractor. And then the seniors. 2 expansions of Medicare. First, the expansion of Medicare on one side, if you haven't gotten that hearing and now you get hearing, and then the Medicaid gap fix. The senators vow to add 3 other provisions in their: dental, vision, and lowering the eligibility age of Medicare, which is par for the course of what we're talking about when we talk about MSC, because senators vow to add those in there as well. Back in the month of May, 6 senators continually told thousands of viewers of this channel it's going in there. And 2 weeks ago, I said to re-advocate to them, because now the legislation is in their balls in their court. And who are those 6 senators and what were viewers told? First, Janet picked up the phone and called over to Schumer's office the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, was told it's going in there by Bernie Sanders. Liz Warren's office telling the same thing to Bonnie. Then the wonderful Lynn Glenn being told the same thing by Chris Coons' office. Tyrell being told the same thing by Bob Casey's office. And then Rod Wyden's office telling the same thing to Donnie and his wife, Sharon. When we talk about that MSC, what are we talking about for eligibility? They're talking about the same for third as to fourth. Single individual, 75,000 less, got it. Married couple, 150,000 less, got it. Double it. Family of 4, they got it as well. Quadruple it. If you know benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security relevant benefits, you got as well. It's not income. It's not taxable. Offered across the United States and in every state across the land. But it's important for you to advocate, which involves picking up the phone and saying why you want it in there. Don't say the word MSC, say simple words, because guess what? We're now at the finish line across the board. Who do you advocate to? Here are the senators you want to advocate to for its inclusion. They are Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. Pick up the phone and advocate, because now we are in the finish line. Again, those 6 senators you want to advocate to are Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. If you're new to this channel or you're new to this show, this is Holidays LA, and it's a short rundown of your 4th stimulus in the first half. The second half is about holidays. So let me give you the short rundown where we are right now. Leader Schumer's had 2 quotes in the last 2 weeks, which are the RECON, 4th stimulus RECON, will become a law by Christmas. The other quote he's saying is the 4th stimulus RECON will be passed by the Senate by Christmas. Now, what's the net result? It's going to become a law in the month of December, is where my prediction is. But what day? It depends on which quote you're going with. He needs a Senate floor vote. He needs a 2-day Senate vote-a-rama. He needs to send it back to the House, and the House could be a few hours or a day. That's 4 days. The voting starts next Monday, so it's a 1-week process. I'm looking at Christmas as the 24th, not the 25th, and that 24th would mean he would get it done potentially in a 5-day work week when there's 4 days of voting to get it done. But you see, it's very tight, very, very tight. Can he pass in the Senate? Absolutely, he can pass in the Senate. But can he make it a law in a 4-day time frame? Very, very tight. He possibly can. What my prediction is that it's going to become a law in December. Why? Because 3 major factors. 1, we have both conservative and liberal analysts saying that that's going to become a law in the month of December. So everyone's agreeing upon it. Number 2, the most pragmatic, intellectual, educated senators who are Democrats saying it's becoming a law in December, because several key provisions in here are from 3rd stimulus that are set to expire. They cannot let them expire because the language of the RECON says that you need to have them alive and continued. So you don't want to have them expired. That is why they're saying that as well. And then finally, Mitch had this secret meeting with Chuck started before Halloween that we just found out a few days ago. They said, I want no procedural battles with you. I want everything procedurally nonpartisan. And that is why the debt ceiling limit done, the defense spending bill done. And this is the last item to be done in the month of December. So what day do I think it's going to become a law? The 27th, 28th, or 29th. Do I think it's going to become a law before the 24th? Maybe. Let's go over money now. You already know this because I've been saying this on this channel for 2 weeks. Are you going to get any money in your hand from forced stimulus before Christmas? Absolutely not. Never were going to. Are you going to get it in your hand before New Year's? Really, really tight. I don't think so. That is why I brought third stimulus back on this channel 2 weeks ago. We've been doing this for over a year. Last year, when we were looking at first stimulus finishing up and we're going into second stimulus was not law. So I said, let me get you money for the Christmas holidays. And this frees up the ability and gets you the ability to buy gifts. How does it work? Very simple. If you have a rent bill every month, you have to come up with the money for rent, the cash for rent. Well, imagine one month, suddenly you don't have to pay for the rent because someone else is paying for it. This is third stimulus. The rent being paid for by someone else in the month of December. Suddenly you can keep that rent cash in your wallet, and it can go to those holiday gifts. And 2 weeks ago, I brought it back on this channel. And the viewers have been very, very successful on it. The average payout has been $5,000. $5,000 because you're not having to pay the rent, utilities, mortgages, food. It's covered tonight on Afternoons LA at 1 o'clock and the 3 o'clock afternoon show as well. Big success. And tonight I show you how to get more of this money. How viewers like May Lou got it at $750 just a few days ago. She had gotten $5,000. She got another $750. Imagine $750. That's enough for, a small family of LA for Christmas because I don't spend a lot of money on Christmas. I'm not a big Christmas spender. Some people they go out and buy the PlayStations like $2,000. Okay, yeah, $750 goes a long way for a lot of Christmas gifts. So she understood that messaging very clear. And Judy and Laura, you're going to meet on Afternoons LA. They understood that messaging very clear. When you get this money from third stimulus, which is available right now, this is the middle of the week. You can call those phone calls right now, get that money for rent, utilities, mortgages, and more. Reach out to the 5 nonprofits. The turnaround time is very fast. And this is giving people on this channel a big, wonderful holiday season. In the second half of this video, we turn to the deliciousness of bringing the vegetables to the holiday table, how to do them, what are the different vegetables you like. During the commercial break, jump in the live chat and say, what vegetables do you specifically like to make for the holidays? And what do you like to eat? What holiday vegetables do you like to eat? It's a new topic never covered on the first season of this channel, and certainly new for the second season as well. I'll be back with you in 60 seconds as this live broadcast direct from Santa Monica continues on Holidays LATE. But first, here is a little about the community page and more about how to get those incredible sums of money. Stay with me. I'll be back in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then Afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now in the second half of LALATE, continuing right now. During the commercial break, Joyce asked a really good question, and I have got to this question a lot. I'm going to address it especially on Evenings LA tonight. Joyce asked, with this COLA raise, am I losing my SNAP? Now, let me explain what's going on with this COLA raise. COLA is raising up your benefit check, whether you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, or Veterans benefits. Those checks are considered income. Social Security check is income. So when they raise your benefits up, 5.9% for everyone. You're getting more income per year, 5.9%. Now, your SNAP is tied to how much income you make. And they know everyone's benefits are going up 5.9% because of COLA. So you're going to, if you're on SNAP, you're going to be getting a letter. And I'm not an expert on this, understand. My learning curve is accelerating quickly to get caught up on the subject matter. If you're on SNAP, then and you are also on benefits. Well, if your benefits go up 5.9%, your SNAP is going to go down a little bit. It ain't going to go down an astronomical amount. Now, remember, your SNAP went up 25% average in the month of October, a lifetime. And that is staying there. That is staying there. But from there, they're bringing it down to compensate for the raise up of your benefits of 5.9%. Now, understand, we have wanted and fought for the raise of your benefits up since day one of this channel. You want your benefits to go up. You want to be paid more every month for benefits. That's not a bad thing. And some people, not saying Joyce is saying, so I'm talking about other people. Some people say, I don't want my benefits to go up. Well, of course you want your benefits to go up. You want a bigger check every month for benefits. So, takeaway is that your benefits are going up 5.9% January 1. That means that if you're on SNAP, they will adjust your SNAP down a little bit. Now, will you lose SNAP? Will you go off SNAP? No. The only case in which you'll go off SNAP completely is if you're really at the edge. If you had make so much money per year that you were really on the edge of eligibility and it just sort of fell off. Let's say you do work, but you also receive a Social Security check, and you're right on the edge of qualifying for SNAP. Now, if that 5.9% puts you over the edge and you disqualifies you for SNAP, that's a rare circumstance. But no, you're not going to lose all your SNAP. You're just going to have your SNAP adjusted across the board. But great question. And you've heard on this channel the last 2 days that I'm delivering a new live show to this channel that will go over fourth stimulus and fifth stimulus, so you can ask me really great questions like Joyce's on air, because I want you to know every single check in the fourth stimulus before it's law, so that when it becomes law, you're ready to pounce. All right, let's go into today's holiday subject. Today's holiday subject, new one for this channel, very impromptu, and I thought, oh, let's run with it. The vegetable for holiday decor and also for holiday meals. What vegetables do you like? I asked before the commercial break. What do you like to eat? What vegetables you like to eat and what vegetables you like to serve? People have a lot of different choices based upon what part of the country you are in. In my right hand right here is a steel tin with a potpourri of the Brussels sprout, and also some fennel, also may go as bok choy, depending on where you live. Really very different options and very, very deliciousness. Let's start with the Brussels sprout. There's a lot of ways to cook the Brussels sprout. One way is to bake it. Another way is to fry it. Another way is to roast it. What is the most savory of the three? I really do think the most savory of the three is the roasting process, in which it's actually in a roaster in a roasting environment. If you fry it, it's going to remove a lot of the juices of the flavoring and make it crispy, if that's what you're going for. Sort of like heading towards like a French fry. You're making it very crispy, but it's going to leave a lot of savory out of it. If you bake it, it may come very, very dry. So insanely dry, because even if you wrap it, you cover it. So I prefer the roasting of it. Now, if you don't have a lot of time on hand, what do? Put it in the toaster oven, wrap it, and don't let it get too dry. So how do I like to serve it? I have a lot of different ways to serve it. One of the ways is just, by itself, nothing added. Some people just do a little bit of salt and pepper. I particularly like, and I will give credit where credit is due. If you go to Lisa Vanderpump's restaurant Pump, she does a Brussels sprouts side. And I think that was the very first time I saw anyone put balsamic vinegar on a Brussels sprout, which I would have never thought that would be, something to my desire. Now, I had to take it up a notch. So when I would go there, I would say, I want some Parmesan cheese. Can you bring some on the side, shred it? So I threw the Parmesan cheese on top of it with the balsamic. Really makes a big difference. So that is how I like to serve it at home. I like it roasted or baked if I'm rushing. Then douse it with some balsamic right at time of serving, not during the cooking process. The balsamic is a last second right before serving. So it needs to be hot because the balsamic's going to be cool. Throw it right on there, just a little bit douse, and then and then just smother it with some Parmesan cheese. Even the store-bought Parmesan cheese will work. And it is just delicious. I can have it as a meal. It is absolutely wonderful. That is the Brussels sprout. Let's bring it close to the camera to show you. It is absolutely in season here in Southern California. Depending on the market that you go to, it can be very, very, very economical across the board. Also in the container is the bok choy, or the fennel. The fennel is a very different type of vegetable, served at a very different type of the holiday meal, and that would be during the antipasti, the salad. You want to put this as a sort of soft, savory addition to your vegetable vinaigrette. You know, you may be doing a salad, you may be doing an iceberg or a red leafy green leafy salad, or you may just be doing a tossed vegetable medley, you know, with some extra virgin olive oil, a little bit of maybe some balsamic, maybe just doing a lemon spray, just a little bit of lemon juice. All those work with the fennel. It is really a delicious addition. You want to cut it relatively small because it is a hard instrument. So elder people may have issues with their teeth. You want to cut it really small. But it is absolutely wonderful. It is a real surprise. People don't usually buy it. They don't know how to cook with it. They don't know what to do with it. And if you bring both of these to the table, boy, just really a delightful addition for a holiday that you're not expected. Also, of course, the coloring. What we talk about a lot on this channel is the coloring. I always love the coloring. I like the coloring as often sort of as a preview of the meal to come. So you may want to put it on the table as just a little bit of decoration. Maybe you're not even using those, but you just had to extra saying, oh, this is what we're serving. Wow, I love Brussels sprouts. Or some fennel for decorations. You know, you can put some holiday lights on it. No, that's a different show. Let's jump in the live chat and see some of your incredible comments about what items you like across the board. There's Joyce. She says, I like fried green beans with some fresh garlic, and then only maybe for 10 minutes. I love that. You know what I had yesterday was it was a very Thanksgiving-ish type of meal. I took the string beans and put those Heinz's dried onions, or crunchy onions you buy in the can section or in a plastic container. I put them on top of them, and put a little bit of cream in the pan, roast it, and it's just delicious. I can literally eat it breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Green beans with a little bit of cream and or half and half. And then those Heinz's crunched onions on top. They have the recipe on the back of the container as well. Joy says, delicious, says Anne. Anne says, I love some baby bok choy in a stir fry. Oh, that sounds wonderful. It does sound wonderful. Great idea. Let me go up in some of the comments because I think I missed some of the other savory ideas you're bringing to this channel today. Anne says, I like making a beautiful arranged ratatouille with a fresh basil. Sounds wonderful. Elizabeth says, I love some collard greens. Oh, I love some collard greens. Love it, love it, love it to death. Absolutely. Just wonderful. You know, you want to really season those collard greens the right way, because the seasoning makes the big difference across the board. One of the best collard greens I've ever had in Los Angeles is Tony's Barbecue on Sawtell and Crenshaw. So really quite delicious for that as well. There is Dallas saying hello to everyone. There's Helen. There's Jeremiah. Is this just for California, the whole USA? Yes. For everything that's covered on this channel is all USA. So I'm not covering anything that is California specific. Absolutely. So yeah, for collard greens, love them at that one particular stop in Los Angeles. Elizabeth likes to saute her collard greens. Wow. I think she's referring to collard greens, although she's referring to her Brussels sprouts. Bread them for a holiday treat. Ooh, I think Scott means he breads his Brussels sprouts, because I think they're referring to my comment, because I'm behind on catching some of your comments. There's Julie Williams. Thank you for answering my question. Well, thank you, Julie. If you have any other questions in the chat, jump in there as well. Anne says, I love roasted Brussels sprouts and broccoli. I like my broccoli more steamed than roasted. I think the broccoli becomes a little bit overwhelming. Now, maybe if it's the broccoli flowers, yes, but the stem is totally different across the board. Here's Bob Bacon. I just revisited green bean casserole. That you just revisit the green bean casserole. That's my favorite. Yeah, people just love green bean casseroles. There's so many ways to do it. If you love a green bean and you love a casserole, it's just wonderful. Assorted vegetable tray with a ranch dip, says Bob Bacon. That's great. That is great. You know what immediately went through my head? COVID. Yeah, it's COVID. Do I want to dip in at a holiday party? Yeah. Even if I know everyone, I don't know if I want to dip anything. So yeah. Um, Double C. I love some greens, but don't know how to cook it. Oh, so Double C has a question. So Double C, great. So the way you would do the way you would do the greens, actually the recipe is on the back of the bag. I should have brought the bag on camera. So it's the Heinz dried onions. It's in a bag, and the recipe is on the back of the container. You take a pan like this one, and then you put a little bit of cream or half and half or milk on the bottom. You put the string beans in there, and then you pile on the onions, put it in there, cook it very, very slow, and you're pretty done. There are other ways to do it across the board. You can just boil them. When they're soft and tender, take them out and douse them with some olive oil and some lemon juice. That is wonderful. There's Margaret. I like a sweet potato casserole. Oh, that sounds really good. Sweet potato casserole sounds really delicious from Margaret. Absolutely incredible. Um, Anne says, my daughter is loving that vegetarian. So what did Lorraine say? I miss Lorraine's dish. So Lorraine must have had a vegetable. Oh, maybe Anne says her daughter's loving the whole recording. Yeah, because this is a vegetarian recording, I guess you say. This is a vegetarian recording. There's no meat or poultry or seafood or anything in this recording. We're talking about onions and all these wonderful vegetables, how you bring them to the table. Vegetables are really quite wonderful because a lot of these don't come around in magnitude like they do during the holiday season. Asparagus are in plenty right now. Some of the price points are going all over the place, but asparagus, just asparagus thrown in some chicken broth is delicious. Just some asparagus thrown in some chicken broth, and boy, it is great for the body. It is really great for the body. There's Lorraine. Happy holidays, Lorraine. There is Franel. Happy holidays to you. And Bob Bacon says some stuffed. I can't see the last word. Oh, stuffed peppers. Oh yeah, absolutely. Bob Bacon stuffed peppers. We talked about peppers a lot last year on this channel, and I had them on set for almost 3 months. Not the same peppers. I would change them out. But the red pepper is spectacular for decor, and delicious as really a great meal. Now, how do you stuff it and keep it vegetarian? You want to really stay with that really good dried out sourdough bread, moist it out, get some breadcrumbs in there because you're not going with your stuffing of your lamb or your poultry. So you're going with the cores. So absolutely, Bob Bacon's suggestion for those stuffed bell peppers, just really deliciousness across the board. One of the things that is important when you're going for the savoriness of the holidays is to really bring things that just surprise people. And whether it's Elizabeth for now or Julie or Bob or Lorraine, all these surprises just really light up people's eyes. A lot of people. Here's some price points. Let's talk about price point because we don't often talk about it. Not that it's a taboo subject, but sometimes you have to talk about it. So, not describing which place it is, but just in general, if you go to just a mid-range restaurant, I don't mean high end, I just mean sort of mid-range. Uh, Brussels sprouts, maybe four, diced, served as an appetizer. $15. $15. I mean, it's crazy. It's like they hear the word Brussels sprout and they think it's mussels or clams or shrimp or oysters. Yeah, they think they can really just charge $15 to $20 for a side of Brussels sprouts here in Los Angeles. Now, how much it costs to buy them? First of all, the Brussels sprout is very light. So this is a very light vegetable. It's not going to weigh much when you go to pay for it by weight at the cash register. Price points are all over the place right now. I am seeing the Brussels sprouts currently in the non-unionized markets, which is where I shop, where I patronize the non-unionized markets. The price point is generally at 220, 230, maybe if it's a $3. Here's the point. These Brussels sprouts are so light that, what do we have in this trade? Maybe 12 of them, maybe 14 of them. This is almost like a meal for two. This is a meal for two people and may actually be enough for leftovers. 12 Brussels sprouts with that lightness of weight at a 225 price point, it's about $2. It's not even a pound. It even may be a half a pound. It may be $1. Go to a restaurant and they're going to give you four of these, and I have about 12 in here. So 12 times four, it's three servings, three entrees. This is about a $45 meal because they're going to charge you $15 for four of them, and I got 12 of here. Yeah, this is $45 at a restaurant right here. You make it at home. Very simple. Roast it, put it in the toaster oven, cover it up, put some salt and pepper, some balsamic vinegar. If you don't have balsamic vinegar, put whatever vinegar you have on there. Some Parmesan cheese. You don't have Parmesan cheese, just shred some other type of cheese. At the time of serving is that where you do the dousing. Deliver it out $1, $2. That is how you rock it. Here's Paula. Trader Joe's sells concentrated balsamic glaze in a bottle. Concentrated balsamic glaze. I'm not quite sure what that would look like. So can you pour it? It's concentrated, but can you pour it? Because the balsamic I buy is so heavy to begin with. I have no idea how much more heavy it could be. And I'm talking about like a Smart and Final. Like a Smart and Final balsamic vinegar lasts you like 2 years. So that's fascinating. I learned something brand new. I'm gonna look that up, or I haven't in a comment. What is concentrated balsamic vinegar? Don't know. Here's Bob Bacon with something delicious. Potato skins. Oh, Bob's going in for the kill. Potato skins stuffed with cheese and sour cream and chives. Bob, you're missing the bacon. Bob Bacon just recommended some potato skins with cheese and sour cream and chives. He didn't mention the bacon. It's a travesty. It's a travesty across the board. Paula, with a question. How much is the raise for cola? So the raise for cola, Paula, is 5.9%. It kicks in January 1 across the board. Great question. There is Diane with some loaded potatoes. Wonderful. Absolutely. Oh, fried zucchini. That's a good one for Anne and her daughter. Yeah, great for vegetarians. Fried zucchini. The zucchini has been very expensive lately. I don't know why, but fried zucchini, and there's the Persian zucchini, the Italian zucchini. They're very, very different. Of course, that's why it's called zucchini. It's Italian zucchini. But there's very different ways to do that fried zucchini. Very, very delicious and very different across the board. Lorraine says, nice to serve it with some ranch dressing. Absolutely. Everyone's at the moment looking at that concentrated balsamic vinegar at Trader Joe's. That is something we learned today. Never heard about that as across the board. It's there's Diana, there's Ronald Taylor. Hey, Ronald Taylor. There's Shirley Parker, Diane Carter, and Diane N as well. Paula says, Brussels sprouts roasted with diced pork belly and balsamic glaze. Okay, that is deliciousness right there, Paula. Brussels sprouts roasted and then diced with some pork belly with balsamic glaze. Incredible. Incredible across the board. Someone just said can't find anything in Kansas City. Big man. So big man, there's rent and utilities in Missouri everywhere. I've done this since December of last year. You want to reach out to city, county, state, go to the 3 different levels. Also lean on the nonprofits, and also lean on the churches. The churches also pick up that money across the board. Dragon, Bob, that is funny. I'm doing potatoes today. I'm making loaded dehydrated potato chips. Oh wow! So Dragon is bringing us to potato chips as well, and coming back with the vegetarian options: roasted zucchini boats with Parmesan toasted on top. Oh, so I guess you're toasting the Parmesan during the cooking process. Very, very fascinating. Roasted zucchini boats and then dicing them with the Parmesan on top. Here's Lorraine with the balsamic concentration update. Lorraine, concentrated balsamic vinegar is amazing with strawberries. Cook it down with the vinegar and treat yourself. Oh my goodness, this is incredible. Oh, Lynn McElroy with an incredible dried fried pickles. Fried pickles. Very, very delicious. And I know of a restaurant here in LA that serves that, and that's, that is $18 on the menu. Dried pickles, not that, fried pickles, I'm sorry, fried pickles. Not particularly difficult across the board. Elliot, are you hungry yet? Diane, I am. A couple of things made me really hungry in there. The potatoes, the Bob Bacon, the potatoes, the spinach, the vegetable casserole, in this case bean casserole, absolutely wonderful. Certain things make you hungry, and I like zucchini boats with the Parmesan toasted on top. I have to visualize that. I'm not a big zucchini person. There's some things I'm like, wow, I really want that. And other things I'm like, it's okay. But great suggestions in this live chat so far. If you were watching Mornings LA today, you saw bad connectivity. The connectivity issue has been solved, so that's good. There's a very big storm here in Los Angeles today. Power outages, wind, rain, and needless to say, it was an effort to go live with that stream going up and going down. We're all fixed today, so it's good that we have a beautiful live stream today. Give me a favor, tune into afternoons and evenings, because you may have missed everything that happened on that morning show. I'm going to put that morning show up somewhere else, so you'll find it somewhere else across the board. But I'm glad that everyone is safe and that everyone is good across the board. Joyce says, yeah, Trader Joe's makes that concentrated balsamic glaze. I have to visualize, because people are saying it's in a bottle, but it's also a glaze. So I'm really fascinated about what that is across the board. Dragon. Let's see some more comments. Let's refresh. They're coming on in quickly. Queen Bee. I'm making fried green tomatoes and fried pickles right now. Oh, that sounds great. Great, Queen Bee, Africa. Thank you for tuning in. It sounds wonderful. Maria Lynn, and you know how to slow bake a turkey to taste Cajun flavor. Wow, incredible across the board. Very, very interesting. I'm in a small town called Riverside, Missouri, Kansas City town. So, big man, why I always talk about the 6 places is that if you're in a small town, you have to go up to the county. If you're in a small county, you have to go up to the state. So you're certainly in Kansas City, Missouri. I think, isn't Kansas City also the county? I think it is, but I'm not positive. Jefferson County. So you want to go to Jefferson County to focus if your town is so small, and then of course you want to go to the state level as well. Here's Diane doing it in a crock pot. Also works across the board. Wow, very, very good advice there for you to know. And with that, wow, what a big day it is. Let me give you a recap, because there was so much confusion earlier because of the connectivity on Mornings LA. First, the RECON is becoming a law. It's becoming a law in December. Number 2, the RECON is going to have a lot of checks in there, multiple checks that you're going to clean up for. And what I want you to do is bring to air a pen and paper every day. So you're taking notes on these checks. So I want you to know what they are. Put a question mark if you don't understand what something is, because we're going to have a new show on the channel where I answer your questions live, going over what these checks are. I want you to make a promise to yourself that you do not miss a video or a day on this channel over the next 14 days. Watch every video, watch every day, because this RECON is going to change. We have I was going to call it the bloodbath, the bird bath happening with the Senate parliamentarian. She's going to remove revisions. There's going to get changes across the board. You need to know everything that's in that RECON and make sure you're ready to pounce. Meantime, Third stimulus is available right now. Third stimulus is available because this is the money. You don't have to pay for the rent this month. You don't have to pay for the rent next month. You don't have to pay for the utilities. Get that third stimulus money right now. Join me next on the 1 o'clock afternoon show. This video will automatically take you there. Then we got a big 3 o'clock afternoon show, brand new, and an evening's LALATE show as well. And with that, I'm excited for you to join me across the board. Thank you for your incredible advice. Join me every day on Holidays LALATE. And if you like this show, also watch the Holidays Stream Stimulus show, which is the encore performance that airs every night after Evening's Countdown. It's Evening's LALATE at 5, Evening's Countdown at 6, and then Holidays Stream Stimulus and encore performance of the show every night at 7 o'clock before we go back into Sirloin. And with that, have a beautiful holiday and stay with LA for more.